At the half, Manchester United finds themselves down 1 goal to Arsenal, but will there be a spark enough in the second half to bring them to victory? And where did all the other teams land this weekend as the English Premier League kicked off for the very first time this season? We're going to talk about all that and everything from the world of sports coming up this week on Point of View. Back in a moment. Hello, everybody, and happy Sunday to you. Welcome to Point of View, your favorite weekly sports podcast stream. I am Bobby Munson, and sat right beside me, you know him, you love him. It's that man right there, Andre C. How you doing, brother?
I don't know if they love me, but I am here. Yes, I am here to gloom everybody's day up just a little bit. You know, it's what I'm here for.
Oh, hopefully, we can have some fun because we're going to find out about where your predictions got you this week. Anyway, we're going to recap what happened at least in the first week of the English Premier League. Some very interesting games, to say the least, that took place and where the results lie. As I said, Manchester United going into a second half here find themselves down by 1. But on the positive note, so far they have looked the better team, which is already a step up from what a lot of the expectations were going into this. We say hello this morning to our good friend Peggy. Hey, Activia, sponsor this stream. Yes, I agree. That would be fantastic. Andre,
I eat it almost every. I eat it on almost every show. So,
well, speaking of eating, I mean, this might not be food related this time, but our good friend Zach coming in here to let us know that today, National Pineapple Juice Day. Where do you stand on pineapple juice there, Andre?
For a lot of years, I wasn't a fan of pineapple, but actually pineapple juice is pretty good, actually. It's not bad. It's not bad.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, I don't mind it either. Not top of my list, maybe, but no. I mean, it's the national day, so I mean, it gets an extra bump up the ladder, and when it's got a national day behind it, I mean,
might have to go and get a bottle of it.
Not too bad an idea. It's actually, I don't know about for you, but it's a beautiful, sunny, nice weather out today. So hopefully it's something that people can enjoy. Yeah, I know. Same here. It's going to happen as I'm still sitting here biting my nails, anxiously awaiting the second half for Old Trafford in terms of everything. But, we started a little bit later today, so it works out perfectly for our good friend STG saying, I got smoked salmon, eggs Benedict. I'm glad the eggs Benedict haters aren't here. That sounds absolutely delightful, STG. That's right. Definitely no haters of that there. And even Brian Carter joining us here this morning. Good morning, Brian. Thanks for joining us on Point of View. Yeah, man, like I'm looking at this game, and it's interesting too, because we talked about it. They're just kicking off the second half now. And we talked about the big money signing of Benjamin Sesko to Man United, and he's sitting on the bench right now. He hasn't come into the game just yet. Now, I went and checked out a few things. A lot of people that are saying that's just a matter of time. Like in the second half here, at some point, they will release Benjamin Sesko onto the pitch, and we'll see exactly what he can do with that amount of time. Beggy saying holidays cost. No, it's not. No, it's not. STG just finished running 10K. Yeah, interesting late start time, but I'll take it. Good to see you, boys. Good to see you too. We will not ban Peggy despite the hate towards the eggs.
You can't ban the Empress. You just can't.
That's right. I mean, I know it's blasphemous, STG. Don't get me wrong. I agree with you. It's blasphemous to hate on the holiday sauce or the eggs Benedict in general, but we got to give a pass. Temperance Peggy.
I'll admit, I'm not even a huge fan of eggs Benny, but if somebody puts it in front of me, I'll eat it. But like I don't order it personally, but I'm not a hater. I don't hate on it. It's good stuff. It's not bad food.
Peggy saying, all right, big question. Can't access Premier League games, but can watch Champions League. Who am I cheering for? Good question. Well, my team's not in the Champions League, so I can't force you to try to cheer for them.
So it's not Champions League, the like the league. It's the overall like European Champions League, right?
That's right. Yeah. So the championship is a whole entire division. The Champions League is basically a top flight cup in Europe for all the best teams from all the different teams in Europe and stuff like that. So there's certain amount from the Premier League, certain amount from the Bundesliga, certain from La Liga, Serie A from Italy. So it's like your top ones around Europe, the best clubs that finish in certain positions or win certain tournaments go on to play in the Champions League itself. Liverpool. Yeah. They're in there, I guess. I mean, if you think that they've got a chance, I mean, I guess they did.
I'm looking at the list right now.
I guess they did win their opening game, STG, of the season, right? Like they did end up taking that victory yesterday, but they almost blew it. My friend. They were up 2-0. They allowed 2 to slide. It became a tied game, and then, of course, they fought back and won 4-2. But despite the fact they've looked vulnerable at times, considering all the money they've spent. But I don't know who to say to cheer for. I really don't. I mean, I guess Liverpool because they're English. That's about all I can really attest to. But I really don't want to cheer for Liverpool outside of that because boo Liverpool. I just got DAZN, so I'm going to get my money's worth. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Champions League's on there, so definitely soak it in.
I'm going with Athletic Club.
Yeah. Oh, Atletico.
No, their team Athletic Club from La Liga.
Okay,
they're called Athletic Club.
Okay, yeah. They lost, but yeah, you guys did lose the Community Shield. In penalty shootouts, you did lose that stuff. Does Canada have pro teams? We have 2 in the MLS. So we have Toronto FC and we have the Vancouver Whitecaps as well. So that would be our pro teams. We also have 1 division below that kind of thing. So it'd be kind of like the WHL is to the NHL kind of ordeal. So we do have one around here that is available there. So kind of, it's never been as big here is what it could be. I think there's been a lot of growth to the sport here in Canada over the last little while, but it's definitely taken its time compared to everywhere else around the globe, but we're getting there. And I think we'll see a bigger influx once we get the World Cup next summer.
And again, you also have to look at like our countries. Like again, we never embraced footy early on either. That's the big thing. Where baseball, you had American football, you had hockey as your dominating sports for so long that the footy never could really take a big foothold over here for it.
Oh,
I know. Sure, as a kid, I just laid down the field and just looked up at the sky when I was playing footy. So,
yeah. See, that would have gotten me in hot water, considering I come from an English family. So, but no, I mean, I played for quite a few years and everything like that. Coached for many years as well too. So I've been some sort of involvement with the sport for a long time. But yes, still biting my nails as I keep kind of shifting over to check out the United game as I'm talking to everybody here. Eric coming in saying West Ham, I hope bounce back. Oh, did we want to mention about how West Ham's day went there yesterday, Eric? I mean, I don't want to rub it in, seeing as my team's losing right now, so it's not saying much, but 3-0 to Sunderland. 3-0 to Sunderland.
That's one of the Champions League teams from last year, right?
Yes. One of my predictions to be in the bottom 3, and they come out with a victory yesterday. Unexpected victory, too.
The Hammers are getting a little bit of taste.
The Hammers got hammered is what happened. The Hammers got hammered yesterday. It was bad news for them. But Andre, I want to mention this, man. You predicted Nottingham Forest to win the Premier League, and they did come out with a victory yesterday in their first match out. So yesterday, Nottingham beat Brentford 3-1.
Want to know, top of the table, baby. Let's go. Nottingham Forest. And they're at the top of the table now. They're staying there until the end of the.
No. We'll see what happens anyway. Man City came out dominant yesterday with a 4-0 win over Wolverhampton Wanderers. Nothing surprisingly or unexpected there. But Andre, another point to bring up is, remember you saying Tottenham was going to get dead last this season, 20th place, I think you put them in. I mean, they're trying to embarrass you already, my friend, because they came out yesterday with a 3-0 win over Burnley to pick up their first 3 points of the season.
Goddamn jerks. Goddamn jerks just ruined everything for me.
Eric saying, yeah, it's a mess. I'm hoping the Hammers figure something out. I couldn't justify buying Fubo to watch West Ham get relegated. Well, I hope that you're not going to get relegated, mate. Like, seriously, like, I would have never put West Ham as being in the relegation fight this season. I mean, I know it's a little bit of a mess, but Jesus, I expected teams like Sunderland and stuff to be struggling like mad kind of thing. So I'm still, jury's still out on Man United. I mean, we're still playing, we're still 54 minutes in, and we still haven't learned how to score a goal. So that isn't helping us very much. And we sure haven't figured out how to goal keep either. So that doesn't help either. So we're struggling ourselves. It's been a mess for a while, and just hoping for better things. We look the better team. Not saying much. It still doesn't matter at the end of the day if we don't pick up the points. So Tottenham, yes, they managed to bag 3 points there yesterday as well, too. Let's go back to this table here. I want to go with a few of the other ones. Obviously, Liverpool. Yeah, STG, your team won. We mentioned that earlier, 4-2 over Bournemouth. So picking up their first 3 points of the season. Yes. So why make a large signing and keep them on the bench? I get it. It's not like I'm any happier about the fact that Sesko's sitting on the bench right now. He should be coming on. You know, I'm speculating fitness or not in the system yet. That would be the obvious prediction, right? Like he's ready, but he's only showed up like a week ago. He's had 1 week with the team.
We were talking before the stream. Yeah, he's probably going to be subbed in somewhere in the second half. It's going to happen.
I imagine it's going to happen soon.
He'll be a starter for the team in the next little while, I feel, but it's you got to get ready into the system and let him play some back half minutes, right? Yeah. So
that's the thing too. It's like we can also let you got to keep in mind that Arsenal still have Kai Havertz on the bench right now too, and that was their their most picked number 9 last season, and they chose to go with Gyökeres up front today. And Gyökeres, I mean, now seeing him out there for Arsenal, it's like maybe we dodged a bullet picking him up. Maybe he won't fit in that great in the Premier League. Maybe he is a little bit too slow for the Premier League. So I'm interested to see, like, Kai Havertz might come on. He's going to add that extra bit of speed for Arsenal, but we have Sesko, and what's he going to add? We haven't seen what he could do yet. He could end up doing a lot of damage once Arsenal's tired out a little bit too. Maybe their defense starts to get a little bit slower as the game goes on, and Sesko coming out with fresh legs might end up being the boost that we really need. One can pray. I'm not going to be a delusional Man United fan and think that it's definitely going to solve all our problems and everything's going to be hunky-dory, because God, that's not going to be the case at all.
I thought just being a Man United fan made you delusional. I thought that's
it makes most of us delusional. Don't get me wrong there. Can anyone beat Liverpool? I missed the previous show. I'll go back. Well, Liverpool did pick up their victory yesterday, but Palace sure beat them. Palace beat them in the Community Shield, so I think they look vulnerable. They could be vulnerable. They might have spent a lot of money, and their signings aren't clicking just yet. I don't know. We'll end up seeing. I mean, they did win 4-2, so bounce back.
Bournemouth. They beat Bournemouth. So, like, is it really that impressive of a win? Not really.
Oh, no. It's not like, it's not like a mind-blowing one. But we had a lot of draws in the Premier League this opening day. So Brighton and Fulham tied with one apiece, so both picking up a single point over there. We still have Aston Villa, I think that was against Newcastle, and they even got a red card picking up in a 0-0 draw. Newcastle, a couple of 0-0 draws that happened on opening day, which is boring as hell. Andre, remind the chat who your number 1 pick was. It says Peggy.
Nottingham Forest, who are undefeated. Let's go. Trees for the win. Trees for the win.
They did they got a victory in their opening match.
They're tied for top of the table. They're tied at the top of the table. Let's go.
Are they tied at? Is that what they're listed at?
Technically, they're tied at the top of the table because they're one of the teams that got to win. So
okay, but just so you know how the table does work is the points go first, but then it goes on what we call goal differential after that. So technically,
but they're going to be undefeated all year. No, they're not going undefeated all year. But top of the table, they're going to be top. They're going to be number one.
Technically speaking, they're in 5th place.
Trees for the win. Trees for the win.
1-0 record is undefeated. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Logical, Andre. See you thinking that's how it works. Andre Danson needs to be a short-handed Jeff. Love it. We can make that happen, can't we? I'm sure we could.
It's possible.
Oh, Andre. But we're definitely not going to go on about the footy all day. I'll probably pipe in here and there with some updates from the United front, of course. But Andre, we've got a cool show planned for next weekend, and everybody will be back to our regular start time, 11 a.m. Eastern time. But next weekend, we're actually going to be joined by Lauren Goodnight here on screen, and we're going to be doing the AEW predictions and previews for Forbidden Door. So that's going to be a good one. What can you say about it going into it, Andre? But without giving too many predictions. What are you looking forward to the most from the Forbidden Door lineup?
So coming out of All In, I felt there was AEW was kind of in like a stalemate spot. Like it had a good first show after, but in the last couple of weeks were kind of meh up until this past week of like my only highlight over these last few weeks has been Kyle Fletcher, who's been who won the TNT title, and it's just some really solid booking towards the end of last week and this week. Just have really built up their women's matches. They have 2 very solid women's matches going into Forbidden Door. The men's titles are looking very solid, especially with you got Hangman versus MGF. Looking for that. Kyle Fletcher's. I'm slightly disappointed with Kyle Fletcher's, but the match will be awesome because it's supposed to be him versus Hiromu. And yes, the G1 this morning. I have to talk about this.
You go ahead, man. This is your baby, and this is perfect timing. So.
AEW's Konosuke, AEW / New Japan / DDT's Konosuke Takeshita won the G1 today. He won the G1. He will be Sabre Jr. or whoever is champion on January 4th at Wrestle Kingdom. Like I think so many Japanese wrestling fans were hoping that's wanting Takeshita to win this, to get it to go be the one, and hopefully maybe next year maybe have a nice reign for the company. But like from a logical standpoint, you're going, no, they're not going to put the top title on this guy because he's contracted to multiple companies. He's AEW contract while also being New Japan contracted, also being DDT contract. That company's been his like 3rd tier company for sure. And then you had the final, Evil and Takeshita in the final. I was going to bed last night because I watched only watched this match this morning. I was like pulling my hair out thinking Evil's going to be going to be the winner. It's going to be Evil versus somebody at Wrestle Kingdom. I'm like pulling my hair out, not wanting this to happen. And Takeshita saved us all from an Evil main event. And that would have been the worst thing I've ever seen if Evil had gone to the main event of Wrestle Kingdom. That man deserves to be. Tony Khan has it right. He has never booked Evil for any of the Forbidden Door shows. Hello, Brett. Welcome to the show. Tony Khan has done it right. He's never booked Evil for any crossover stuff. And that's what Gato should be doing, is never booking Evil again. Never booking House of Torture. Never booking any of that garbage. Learn how to book a heel. Please, Gato, learn how to book a heel because you can't. You suck at booking heels.
Is Bobby ready to renounce his love of Bret Hart? What is there's something I missed about Bret that should make me renounce my devotion to him here? Like please explain, Brian. Please convince me as to why I would renounce this at any point in time, considering that he's just like me. He's a Bob. He's a bitter old bastard. Brian Carter did answer your question. We try our best to answer Brian's questions. But yeah, but no, back to where we were, Andre. Sorry to interrupt with that. Yeah.
Yeah. No, but I look at this I look at the G1. This has been a very lackluster G1 this year. It hasn't had the fanfare it's had over the last bunch of years. Again, losing a bunch of names. Ospreay's gone. Okada's gone. Naito's now gone. So, and they haven't really built a lot of the young guys yet. So I feel like Takeshita, who is a bona fide superstar in Japan, in North America, is kind of the perfect person to win the G1 this year. I didn't pick him to win because I didn't think they'd pull the trigger on it, but I look forward to whoever, because he beat Sabre in the semifinals to go, who is their current champion, to get to the finals. So I would love to see these two, because again, technically Sabre beat him in the round robin style, so they're 1-1 technically after this G. I would love to see it being Sabre versus Takeshita. We'll see, because there's only maybe three big shows before we get to November, when we get into World Tag League season and everything, and then your kind of championship matches are kind of out the window at that point. So we'll see what happens there. The G1, and then also I watched one other thing from the G1 this morning. The former Youngblood team of Yuto Nakajima and Oscar Loibe returned to New Japan and are now part of the War Dogs. They're backing up David Finlay, and they are now known as the Knockout Brothers. Oscar and this is the dumbest name I've ever heard. Yuto Ice is his name. I don't understand why, but it is.
Yeah, sounds like something Canadians do behind the pickup truck or whatever. Yuto Ice
sounds like a beer.
Maybe or that. And Brian just confirmed me. Yeah, we did about Toronto and Vancouver in the MLS with some other minor teams around. Very minor teams, but at least our national team's better than ever. Peggy mentioning about Natty at AAA was fantastic. Natty everywhere is fantastic, by the way. One of the best, hands down, ever. And just when you get to see her outside of the realms of the big evil, then you get to actually realize just how incredibly good she is, and that's been great. As for AAA
from New Japan. She's working.
No.
From New Japan?
I said the big evil.
Yeah, that's evil.
This is the Samoan Wrestling Federation. Anyway, Natty on AAA. Yeah, I mean, I might go check that match out. My biggest problem with AAA now is the fact that it has the big stink all over it. But Natty's great. Still want to support Natty, of course. But yeah, unfortunately, that's the shame of the world right now, is that you just got companies engulfing other companies, and then there's no creativity. How's that going to ever get us anywhere? I don't know. I really don't. But it is official. Benjamin Sesko has been put onto the field here for Manchester United. We've had subs happen, so Amad Diallo, Urgate, and Sesko are now out on the pitch, and we still haven't got a goal. 67 minutes in or so, and that's where we're at. But man, maybe I'm praying this day goes better. But Andre, what's up in the latest F1 or something like that? What do we got in the world F1?
So the F1 is still on its summer break, but there's been rumors coming out that one Christian Horner, the former team principal for Red Bull, who was just let go a few weeks ago, might be has had meetings with the new Cadillac team for F1. So he might be back in F1 sooner rather than later. And then with the rumors that Sergio Perez is going to be the first driver signed to Cadillac, that'd be interesting because he was very critical of Sergio Perez in his final season with Red Bull. So it's going to be interesting to see how that team – and then still so much upheaval in the teams that there's still a lot of teams without their driver lineups officially set for the 2026 season, because usually, but it's in this window we usually find out majority of the teams' driver lineups. Because the Cadillac, I'm not surprised we haven't heard anything yet because they're still working on things. Team hasn't been set, but like Mercedes still haven't officially. It has been stated that the team most likely won't change. It's still going to be George Russell and Kimi Antonelli, but it hasn't been said. Racing Bulls is still way up in the air on what's going to go on with that team. So again, still a lot of names up in the air for teams for F season. But again, the actual races return on the 31st, so the day we do all of our NFL draft stuff. That's the day races. I'll be watching racing before we jump on with you, then coming on to do all the drafting and all that stuff, and then so.
It's going to be quite the episode here on Point of View. Brian mentioning that Richard Holliday's Narcissistic Behavior event is on YouTube. It's a great indie watch. Not as good as seeing Barry the Bear triumph over at Prairie Pro Wrestling, but still good. I appreciate the Barry the Bear shout there, Brian. Glad you enjoyed that. I've watched Narcissistic Behavior because I will be joining Ed this Tuesday night on Taking Over, as we will be reviewing Narcissistic Behavior, and it is a really good watch. And congratulations to Richard Holliday, 10 years on his professional wrestling career. And of course, I'll talk about it more in depth, but a big highlight for me seeing him do the homage to Patrick Bateman and American Psycho for his entrance there. So find out more in depth. Join myself and Ed this Tuesday night on Taking Over for that bit. But yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. Speaking of, though, you mentioned the NFL, Andre, and the NFL just right around the corner. We will be doing the big draft day along with our first week selections on the 31st here live on Point of View. Make sure you're here with us to join us for making the NFL predictions as well as being part of that draft. Andre, what can you say about what we can expect from that, what we can expect from NFL news at the moment too?
Again, preseason week 2 is in the book. It's happening right now. Games are about to start in a few minutes, but I'll turn those on once we're done here. But yeah, the Jags and the Saints are playing in a few minutes. Then later today, we have the Bills versus the Bears and the Bengals versus the Commanders. But a lot of other games were played on Thursday, Friday, and yesterday. STG's Seahawks dominating win over the Kansas City Chiefs, second and third string players. So didn't even beat the good ones. And, yeah.
But at least it was dominating.
It was a 33-16 win, but again, good. Again, preseason, it's good to kind of keep track, just kind of see, because again, they're whittling down a lot of players through these couple of weeks, and that's why I like to wait until after preseason over to do drafts, because some guys won't even be on teams come the 31st, the first week of the season. So Dolphins winning over the Lions. The Browns actually, again, not their tops, looking like a decent, even their lower end guys are looking like good teams, and like Shedeur Sanders is playing fairly well in what he's doing. Gabriel in this week playing, and he did okay. But yeah, again, it's an interesting team to watch, the Browns this year, because they're in such a weird position with all their with the players that they currently have under roster, and it's going to be interesting to see what this team does this year, because they're in such upheaval. They have so much bad press from one specific person who's not actually even playing. But it's going to be an interesting to see how the Browns face this year. But again, good fun preseason so far, but nothing has been truly exceptional yet. But we'll see as it's Papa Smoke. folks, as it's supposed to be said.
I know. Just didn't want to interrupt you for a long period of time is all.
But I got to, and that's what really matters. So
there you go.
Yeah,
everyone gets a turn.
Yeah, my Cardinals suck in the preseason. That's all I know.
Well, seeing as Papa Smokes is here with us right now, we could talk about the CFL for a moment. As Papa Smokes, I know on Thursday night, always has to end Ring Respect Radio to go and try to watch the Blue Bombers. They looks like they picked up a victory the other night, Papa Smokes, so I'm sure you'll be very happy about that, edging out a little bit more for themselves in mid-table right now in the West. Meanwhile, surprisingly, and again, for people in Saskatchewan, they'll be happy, although is it going to translate to the playoffs when it happens? The Saskatchewan Roughriders currently with only one loss to their names this season, sitting at 8-1, beating the Ticats for top place in the entire division this season right now. Surprising, yes, but it's happened before, many times before with the Roughriders. It's like they have a great start to the season. They'll start to dwindle down towards the end of it. They'll go into the playoffs and somebody will knock them out first round. It's notorious for them. I don't know what it is. I mean, maybe the team is good enough. Maybe there's a chance, but we're from Saskatchewan. We're from the land of disappointment around here. So, I mean, I think we're already primed at this point in time.
Yeah. Okay. Like I'm just looking at the standings right now. Like the Bombers are in a good spot, sitting in third. Right now, if the season ended, it would be the Lions would end up crossing over because like the second place team in the East is doing as good as the third and fourth place teams in the West. Like it's interesting. So you see the Lions cross over right now if and knock up and Argonauts from the playoffs there.
Yeah, it's a West dominant season so far. West very is looking good. Very much. Yeah. I mean,
the Red Blacks who are 3-7 and the Argonauts 2-8. That's terrible.
Yeah.
Oh. And then the Elks 3-6 because they're the Elks. They suck.
Well, I mean, they got 3. That's probably already an improvement from last season, isn't it?
Probably because the Elks suck.
No, they'll just edge out a couple more wins every season.
They were 7-11 last year. They were 7-11.
7-11. Hey, I mean, at least it was a fun finish.
Not for the city of Edmonton, it wasn't.
Fair enough. You guys have enough champions of all sorts. Give somebody else a chance, right? I mean,
I'm fine with that. I don't cheer for any of the teams here.
So, yeah. News in the world of hockey. It looks like Canada beat Finland to claim bronze at the Gretzky Cup. I'm seeing here. Don't know a lot about that. Is that something that you picked up on, watched at all, Andre?
I didn't even know it was happening.
Fair enough. Well, you heard it reported here with nothing to back it up because neither of us knew. All right.
What the hell fuck is the Gretzky Cup?
I don't know. Bob Smokes loves the CFL, Chad. Yeah, Bob Smokes. It's been an interesting season for CFL for sure. Like it's, one of those deals. It's like Bombers have been so solid for years and years and years that I'm surprised to see them sitting where they are right now, and yet still with their season, they're just on. They're on par with the top teams in the East. So curious to find out. You know what? You guys will bounce back. You know what? The Bombers are going to end up bouncing back going into the playoffs. That's where they're going to end up shining. So the Gretzky Linka Cup, it was in Edmonton last year.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Yeah. So it's a tournament. So yeah. Okay.
Oh, Canada got a bronze. Yay, Canada.
Yay. Go Canada.
Yay. Nothing more to add on it. We should have had Peggy on the show. Maybe we'd actually have some insight. But I can give you insight back to the Manchester United game. It's 77 minutes in. We've put on the best of the best, and we still can't score a goal. 1-0 for Arsenal at the moment.
Come on.
I know it's hurting.
Man.
It's hurting. I feel like
What's going on, man?
Feel like I should extend the show with a play-by-play on the rest of the game here for everybody. But this thing's gonna. 77. It seems like you're like, oh, it's only a 90-minute game. That means there's only 13 minutes left, but it's 13 plus the 15 to 20 minutes of injury stoppage time that'll end up getting tacked onto it. And yeah, it's going to go for a while yet. I'll be on to prepping for yard work by the time that game actually finishes.
That's the one thing, because I'm sitting here going, man, I want to watch the Jags game, but I got to go outside and do yard work because the Jags game's just starting. So like,
well, I mean, this season it's been tough. It's like you get like these strings of like rainy days for like a week or something like that, and it's like strong rain to the point where even when you get sunny, you got to wait 3 days for the rain to soak up before you can even get out there to do the damn yard work. So it's like, yeah, I mean, not that I'm complaining. I haven't had to water the grass in most of the summer because of the fact that it's like you get these periods of rain for good periods of time that, you know, you need that sunlight to back it up afterwards. It's been very, very nice in that sense. But yeah, that's you know what?
This week has just been pouring rain here for most of the week. It's just been ugly.
Yeah, we've had on and off. Like we had a day where it was like coming down like crazy about midweek or something like that, but it's been pretty decently sunny for the last few days. And today seems like it's just going to be beautiful as hell. Like the sun is just shining right now. Like I'm looking out there thinking like, I can't wait to be outside. Like it's nice. I like when it's nice outside. Apparently we're expecting to see 20 plus 26 in sun today. It's currently 23. So, I mean, we're hitting a pretty reasonable day out there. So definitely worth checking out and being outside and absorbing the nice bits of nature and everything. So I'll probably just, I'll have the end of the Man United game on as it slips into it, you know, little, you know, probably just up on my phone or something while I'm getting prepared to go out there. I mean, 10 minutes left. I might be able to get there and get through it. But as I say that, Andre, I know it hasn't been a long episode, but anything else in the world of sports or anything else in general you want to chat about or chat anything that you guys want to chat about as well too? We've got some time.
I don't got a lot, honestly. Yeah, not a lot left in the world of sports. Not much to talk about because I talked about most of my other geek shit. Yeah, Ed just actually messaged me this. Stepping into the world of movies and everything. Terrence Stamp passing away at the age of 87. He was General Zod in Superman 2. I just got that message from Ed just a few minutes ago.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
Terrence Stamp passing away at the age of 87 years old. Long life, amazing career as an actor. He's been in a lot of amazing things. But yeah, I just figured I'd bring that up. Terrence Stamp passing away.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's what we're here for, to chat about just about anything. We might be sports focused, but it doesn't mean we can't be pop culture focused at the same time. But as always, Chad, if you got anything else you want to chat about here before we bring it to a draw, I'm probably, you know, getting lost in the shuffle here as we're now getting into the 80th minute. We're getting down to the grind here on this game, and I kind of need to get my focus over there. So I think we might just call it, Andre. I think we've had a good enough episode this week. We're going to expect to have a pretty strong episode next week as Lauren joins us for that AEW prediction show, which I think that's going to be a hell of a time. We always love working with Lauren. Looking forward to having her here.
And a couple footy updates.
I'll sneak them in. You know, I got to slip them in there somewhere. So, but the main focus is going to be the AEW preview show. So make sure to show up for next Sunday to join us for that and get your predictions in the chat as well too. But in the meantime and in between time, Andre, why don't you tell the wonderful people where they can find you? What you got coming up, my friend?
X Blue Sky at that Canada, TikTok, Instagram, and Threads at that Canada Dude. You can find me on Backbreaker Video where I do my show, The Pop Spot. There there will only be no new episodes this week because there's no indie wrestling to go to this weekend. But there is a show. It's happening on Friday, Top Talent. So there will be this coming Friday. There's a show we'll be going to. So there will be some stuff coming out of that next week. But yeah, that's pretty much it for that. And then you can find me. There's no Marvel talk this week, so you can find me back here again next weekend for Point of View. That's pretty much where I'll be this week.
Summarizes it well. As for myself, there's my ticker down below. What have I got coming up? Well, of course, I mentioned earlier I'm going to be on taking over this Tuesday, stepping in for Astrid, and that's some pretty tough boots to fill, but I will do my best. I will be there with Ed, and we're going to be talking narcissistic behavior, Richard Holiday's big show that just happened recently. So make sure to join us for that on Tuesday evening, and then you're going to be able to join myself and Papa Smokes right here for Ring Respect Radio on Thursday night. We are going to be covering Winnipeg Pro Wrestling for the very first time in their show. I Still Know Who You Pinned last summer, so stay tuned for that coming up this Thursday on the channel. Then, of course, the next Sunday, right back here with Andre and Lauren to do those AEW predictions on Point of View. You can also catch myself and Papa Smokes every Saturday over at YouTube for Prairie Pro Wrestling, commentating on all the latest matches that we bring you. We just brought you this last Saturday, or yesterday, sorry. Stephen Crow taking on Marvelous Morris Waltz from outside at that Saskatoon Berries baseball game. We've got 2 more matches in that series coming at you over the next couple of weeks, and then we'll be back to the regular indoor stuff. I know Brian's in the chat there still. Brian, we got some really interesting stuff as we start to build towards the Ring of Horrors coming up in October. So make sure you're tuning in to what's on YouTube or tuning in to Ring Respect Radio and to Prairie Pro Wrestling as we give you all the updates leading to our biggest show of the year. But everything that you see before you can be found at our local establishment, OLE Podcast. You see the ticker down below. We're across all social media as well as YouTube and Twitch. We would appreciate if you could give us a sub, a follow, a like, a subscribe here on YouTube, obviously, thumbs up. Leave a comment. We're always checking those comments, looking to get back to you. And man, you know what? We had a banger of a show last week. We almost hit triple digits on the views, and the watch time was up. So that's a great sign, and we want to keep that rising. So hopefully this episode did some justice towards that, and we are going to keep that rise happening here. Sunday is the place to be. Let everybody know, and we are going to be back in a week's time. But we're going to leave you right now with this week's calendar from OLE Podcast. That's what we got coming up. Take care, everybody. Yeah.
Never gonna stop, never gonna change, never gonna do the things you say. I run my own way to get there. Fools are calling and I don't seem to care. In the air, no more crowd, just the opposite kind of few clouds. So tell me the storm is coming, for the sake of all your lies.